Introduce myself.
No,
The Freedom of Information Bill was passed into law under my stewardship, and I was the pioneer chairman, House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions. So who is here that doesn't know that name or that? And agreed on the following items. One is to welcome Mr. President from his foreign trip and also appreciate his disposition to ensure that fairness and equity take place in the distribution of leadership to all the geopolitical zones. Of course, we are aware that there are agitations from various geopolitical zones on the positions of Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Speaker, and Deputy Speaker. Having been aware of these agitations, of course, it should be called to mind that the Southwest and the Northeast, having produced the President and the Vice President respectively, the North Central, as a result of that, is of the stand and position that the least position we will go for is the Deputy Senate President. And this is not just coming today. The North Central caucus has been consistent from the commencement of the politics that will lead to the emergence of the leaderships of the National Assembly. That has always been our position, that we are for the Deputy Senate President position. And that is what we stand for. And we shall work in harmony, mutually, harmony, mutuality, and cordiality with all other geopolitical zones for the good of Nigeria, but not to be compromised for any reason whatsoever. We congratulate once more the President-elect and all members of the National Assembly across board that have been elected, and our prayers is ultimately for God to guide, bless, and protect all of us in the discharge of the responsibilities that we shall soon commence, so that Nigeria will be better off for it. Thank you very much.
Good one. Questions, please?
Yes,
Excuse me.
Share equally, and we have made our choice. But it's important to note that in North Central, we are the center of gravity of Nigeria. In other words, we are the stabilizing zone for this country. As you can see, from almost every election, including the 2023 election, the mood of the country is best read from the prism of North Central. And we are a stabilizing factor. We continue to be a stabilizing zone, and we are therefore requesting and asking that we are giving what is due, so that we continue to contribute to the progress and stabilization of this country. Thank you.
Well, coming from my Ohere Sadiq Abubakar from Kogi Central, and looking at the peculiarities and challenges of North Central, it is obvious that we are largely minorities. And these challenges have demanded for high level of inclusiveness in governance. And the way to it as a legislator to be is to make sure we have adequate representation such that we take care of these challenges and address them squarely the way they should be. So going forward, we want that belonging that will be able to address our concern as minorities in Nigeria from Central. And the person that will drive that, since we cannot get the Senate President coming from the Central, but the deputy should come from North Central Nigeria, where the burden of this nation is being properly addressed. No matter what you think today in Nigeria, whatever is happening, the North Central has been the regulator, and that is the role we are playing in terms of in politics. If we are doing that and we are doing it effectively, we should also get something commensurate to that challenge. That's why we are going in for the Deputy Senate President position, so that we can address this challenge and get adequate and effective legislation that will help our people to see that we address all our concerns.
Distinguished